Looking towards 2019, many of your New Year's resolutions is to get your finances in order or improve your retirement income. Garrison the Third from Preservation Financial is here with more on how to kick off the new year on the right foot. Davis, thanks so much for being here. Hopefully you had a wonderful Christmas.
Thanks for having me. I did.
Good, good. So before we kind of jump into how people can plan for 2019, we have to talk about this past week in the market. It was a roller coaster ride, continues to still be a roller coaster ride. How do you make sense of it?
You really can't. There are too many factors that are going on globally, and we are in a global economy. And so we really don't know, what's going to cause. This is the Wall Street Journal. Stocks capped the worst week since 2008.
Right, the headline.
The headline.
Yeah.
And then,
not a good headline to see.
No. And then subsequent to that, we had a $1,000 game day, a Santa Claus rally, which they call it. But what we do at Preservation Financial Group, we take basically the guesswork out of it. We deal in safe money vehicles that are not prone to the whims of the market. It removes the angst that people feel, and believe me, people have felt angst of late. And there are just too many things, as I said, that impact things globally, the market per se. I mean, we're in a trade war with China. Venezuela is going down the tubes. Greece has not totally improved yet. They want to work 50 hours a week instead of 55. So, when you have conflicting, and also Brexit is not going away yet. So it's a global economy.
A lot of uncertainty.
A lot of uncertainty, and the market does not like uncertainty.
No, it does not.
So where it goes from here, I couldn't tell you. I do not have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. But what we can bring to the table, the strategies that we use. Number one, they are incontestable in private. If you have to probate an estate, I can go online and find out who got what in your estate. It's not private anymore. What we use is private. It's incontestable. It can be controlled from the grave. If you have several children, one's a spendthrift, the others are have good jobs, this and that. You can gear things to where that child is taken care of for the rest of their life. Creditor and predator protection.
So describe the difference between that.
Creditor would be each state, and this is something I just learned recently, each state has what are called filial laws. Filial laws, and several states are enacting them. Filial laws make the children responsible for the debts of the parents. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. But bizarre.
Very bizarre.
Also, these vehicles that we use, the strategies, have Medicaid versatility. An asset can be attached by Medicaid. If you turn on an income stream, which is what you're looking for in retirement, it cannot be touched.
Interesting.
And so there are a lot of protections that are built into these strategies. If you are about to pull your hair out because of the market, give us a call.
Right.
Come see us.
Well, and that's the whole thing, is just those safety avenues that people can really trust you all and kind of put trust somewhere when the market is not very trustworthy for these people, right?
Exactly.
Yes, definitely. And so, of course, you know, these safety options are very important for people because, you know, they work really hard to make sure that they can put kind of their money aside for retirement income or anything like that. For people who are maybe, you know, wanting to start off the new year on the right foot, what's the best thing that they can do, especially with this market uncertainty?
Just come see us, because we can take all of the uncertainty off of the table.
Right. Trust the professionals, right?
We deal in guarantees, period.
All right, well, we'll just leave it at that. Davis, thank you so much, and Happy New Year. We will see you in 2019.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Yes, make sure you stop by Preservation Financial Group or give them a call and come see Davis or any of his other staff right there. Give them a call. Go online, preservationfinancialgroup.net for more information.